Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be part of this new course on offer in collaboration with poet Dave Lordan.
My name is Dave Lordan and I am an Irish poet writing in the Hiberno English tradition, and what I mean by that is that I write in the language that is spoken by the natives of Ireland, particularly the west of Ireland.
Dave is an amazing poet, book coach, mentor for writers and those finding their creativity.
I suppose what that also means to me is that I would see myself as part of a 3,000-year-old at least tradition of writing, and not only of writing but also of performing poetry, particularly the oral strand of the Bardic arts really interests me. The passing on of the inspiration of poetry, of the passion of poetry, of the knowledge contained in poetry in a face-to-face and intimate manner, and how that has worked down through all those generations to preserve, if you like, what a sense of Irishness might be.
With my School of Irish Spirituality, we focus on Imbas. Imbas is the flowing in of inspiration, the divine poetic illumination of the old bards and filly. And so we're going to come at this in a two-pronged way. So we'll be really connecting in with that deep, rich heritage of our ancestors. It was an expression of the inflowing of this sacred energy, the energy from the land.
What I am really concerned with as an artist and as a teacher is the continuity, I guess, with this very, very deep old tradition, which is now I would call a trilingual tradition. We are even a quadrilingual tradition, since we have English verse in this country, we have Gaelic verse, we have Hiberno English verse, which is neither one nor the other, but something wonderful in between. We also have our wonderful traveller language, Shelta verse written in that as well. So we have four separate linguistic traditions stretching back hundreds and thousands of years, and we also have the new influences of the new languages coming at the moment. So what I'm interested in is, with all of that influence, with all of that flow, with all of that wonderful river of language to draw our work from, what are the things that connect us in the here and now, but all the way into the past.
And so in this course we'll talk about those three illuminations that the filly would have worked with, and the three cauldrons in the body. So the three illuminations are techniques, ways of kind of seeing beyond the physical world, to gather in that inflowing light, to gather in that energy, and to inspire, to give a drive and impetus to our creative expression.
And when we talk about that in terms of the bard, we talk about, I think, the relationship of the utterer of the poem, the speaker of the poem, the character of the poem, with the elements. You know, how alike the poet and poetry is to the landscape, how alike and how mutually influenced the poet and the poem and the landscape, the elements that surround the poem and produce the poet and the poem, how those things intertwine with each other. And in cooperation with Deirdre, to look in terms of the broad idea of the bard, the poet that isn't just somebody who writes for poetry journals or poetry prizes or poetry festivals, all these things which have really nothing to do with poetry, but something, a poet who writes as part of a community.
You'll be learning about the way the ancient filly and bards worked. So you'll be doing this in a spiritual way and in a creative expression way. So
I'm really, really looking forward to leading the course. There'll be plenty of reading and writing exercises for people to do, and we would be hoping that over the course that people would improve their knowledge of what it means to be an Irish poet.
And I have to say, it's just something so close to my own heart, and I really, really look forward to welcoming you onto that course and working with Dave on this.
And very, very happy to be working with Deirdre and with the School of Spirituality, because I think we need to start talking about poetry in terms of the spirit, the soul, and what that might mean